Hi Hearties, the third and final part of episode 4 review of season 9 is right here.
Jack is sound asleep. I love you.
She said, I love you for the first time, but Lucas was sleeping. I was wondering if he was in a deep sleep. We shall find out. Anyway, I'm so happy to hear that she loves him. I think we already knew, but it's really nice to hear that out loud from her. A confirmation of how she is feeling for Lucas. And you can see that she said that with confidence and pure love for him.
Yes, darling. Sorry to wake you.
Elizabeth calls Lucas darling, and I thought it was just such a sweet nickname. And before season 9, I was really wondering what kind of nickname they would give each other.
Have I been asleep long?
No, not very long. You two must have had quite the big day.
It's very hard work being a mother.
I suppose it's getting late.
I should go.
I was thinking he seemed very comfortable sleeping on that couch, but at the same time I'm isn't it a little bit too small for Lucas to lie down? Lucas also said there's a lot of work in being a mother, and I think that's just a realization for himself that with babysitting little Jack for the entire day is exhausting, and you need a lot of energy for a toddler running around. I mean, a toddler is very energetic. I think it's just also for Lucas and appreciating and admiring Elizabeth as a mom.
Are you sure you'll be able to come back again tomorrow?
Yes, I am sure. You still need someone. And besides, I think I'm going to take up child sitting as a way to earn extra money.
Elizabeth appreciates Lucas and watching after little Jack, and it's really nice that she still considers Lucas and his energy level and his job, and just doesn't want to take advantage of Lucas in babysitting little Jack. So she asked him once again, are you sure you will be free and available to watch after little Jack again tomorrow?
Well, good night.
Good night.
When they look at each other for a few seconds, once again, I was like, okay, maybe Lucas might have heard Elizabeth saying I love you to him. And the way they look at each other, stared at each other's eyes, is it's like a mental message, I love you, I love you, I love you. I really want to say it, but I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if this is the right moment, but looking at each other, you can see I love you all over the place, and they are definitely getting deep in their relationship and their love for one another. Really like how Lucas leaned his forehead against her right before he left her. They can't get away from each other. It's just how much love that they have for one another. Before season 9, there was some rumors and talks from the show, and among the fans as well, and there was some like discussion of like something gonna happen with Lucas, like with himself, like his personal life, and this might be the one, and this doesn't look good for him, and this happened right outside of Elizabeth's house, and that's like my first thought. I'm like, that's not good, like a bad guy hitting Lucas near Elizabeth's house, like near Elizabeth and her son. This is like a major red flag, and we still don't know what the entire story is about, especially with Walden and Lucas, but who is the guy that hit Lucas? I was watching with my dad and he thought of Pinkerton. It's like, wait, you still remember Pinkerton from last season? With his recovery and all the medication that he been taking, I was just surprised that he remembered that. And you can tell like he paid attention to the show. But you know how sometimes guys are, especially like in watching drama shows or something like When Calls the Heart, like I don't know, guys forget things. But he remembered about Pinkerton, and that was his automatic guess. So I guess that is the Teacup question of the day. Who do you think hit Lucas? Do you think is a direct hit from Pinkerton or Walden or someone else that they may hired to do that for them? Let me know what you think. That would be the Teacup question of the day in the comment section below. Feel free to answer the question. I would love to hear from you. Again, this is not good, and I just hope it doesn't lead to something major where Elizabeth gets involved again, like she did in season 6, if you remember, being held hostage in a saloon in season 6. That wasn't fun for Elizabeth, and she doesn't want to go through that again.
Good morning.
Lucas, your eye. What happened?
I walked into a door.
I don't think so. Let me see.
No, it's fine. Really, it'll be fine.
I thought it was cute and funny when Lucas winked at her, because it was like his good eye, the one that didn't get a black eye. But I think by him winking at her, it was an assurance that Lucas is okay and that he's not feeling that much of a pain in his left eye. And also the way he hits her is another assurance for Elizabeth that he will be okay. But we all know as ladies, we do have concern for our partners, our lovers.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
So we're not even going to discuss this?
No, we're not, because you need to go to school, and Jack and I, we need to go sailing. Well, in dry dock anyways. Just like the one that your father had.
Well, that is a very thoughtful gift. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
When Lucas took that sailboat out and gave it to little Jack, the first thought immediately in my mind was that he thought of the sailboat on his new teacup that Elizabeth gave to him 2 episodes ago. And Elizabeth shared to Lucas after she gave him that teacup about how when she was a kid, her family had a sailboat. I truly believe that Lucas appreciated that gift, but also appreciated Elizabeth sharing that memory with him. And with that new sailboat that he gave to little Jack is basically of him like passing that family memory down to little Jack.
Everything will be fine. I can't even feel it.
All right. Then I am casting off.
Hey, maybe we could get some ice cream later, all of us. A special treat.
Why not? After all the help you've been, you deserve 2 scoops. Bye, sweetheart.
Ooh.
Every relationship, there will always be an argument, a fight, and I just want to like see how they resolve their argument as an actual couple, and especially when they get married. But in this case, like it could have been an argument, but Elizabeth gave him the freedom and the choice to either tell Elizabeth what really happened or not. Also, I think she didn't want to get into an argument about it, but she is still concerned. Like, she asked him twice, and it seemed like, you're not gonna tell me. I think she also wanted to give him space. Like, she doesn't want to, like, pressure him or push him in a way that he might get angry at her and they get into an argument. But I don't want to see that happen in the relationship. I'm just curious because this is just too good right now. It's nice Lucas is watching Little Jack once again, and he thought of like new activities to do with Little Jack. Like today is the sailboat, and then he told Elizabeth on dry dock support, so safety is still in his mind. But I thought it was really nice to Lucas to invent some new ideas on what to do with the little kid, because you know for sure at that age they need to be entertained all day long.
Henry Gowan, have you met May Sue?
I think I saw you having dinner with Nathan last night.
I almost missed this moment when I watched this episode again, and I wanted to bring it up because you can see the look on Faith's face. And also I want to point out that not only Bill knew, like Bill saw Nathan and May having dinner at the saloon. We saw that in the last video. And now Henry mentioned it, and now Faith knows, and now Molly knows, and Molly was behind Faith listening to this conversation, and May laughed nervously. She was like, oh boy, more people get to know that Nathan and I had dinner. The look that Faith had on her face when Henry mentioned about seeing Nathan and May having dinner the other night. At first I thought it was like, okay, is that a jealous look? Because I'm still not sure what her problem is with May and Nathan.
If you intend on sending me some kind of message to try and intimidate me, I'm fine with that. But I'm warning you both not to go anywhere near Miss Thornton or her son.
Lucas? Everything all right?
Everything's aces, Constable.
When Lucas mentioned Elizabeth and Little Jack, I thought I was against that because when you remind a bad person, an evil guy in the show, like about your loved one, like don't hurt my family or don't be near Elizabeth and Little Jack, it kind of like increases the chance for the bad person to attack your family or your loved one. I just hope with Lucas saying that to them, I just hope he didn't put them in this situation. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you threatening us, Lucas? Okay, we're gonna threaten you back and hurt Elizabeth and her son. On the other side, I understood in some way why Lucas said that because number one, he believed in family first, and Elizabeth and Little Jack are considered his family. Walden is the type of man that he wants what he wants, and he will do whatever it takes to get what he wants. And you can totally see that since the beginning of his present on this show. Nathan just watching out for Lucas, and I thought that was like really nice of him. But at the same time, he's the Mountie, and he knows what Walden is up to. He's up to no good, and he's still here for Elizabeth. And then seeing your fine boyfriend Lucas talking to Walden, like, it doesn't look good. And Nathan just want to be sure that Lucas is okay because he's here for Lucas, like as a friend. Also, he's here for Lucas because he cares for Elizabeth as a friend.
Lucas, I don't want a telephone.
All right,
I'll have nothing but endless, unwanted interruptions.
I understand.
It happened when Lee and Rosemary installed their phone, and
I'll have it taken out.
You will?
Of course.
You can tell that she was a bit upset. She put her hands on her hips and told Lucas right away that she didn't like the phone. And Lucas didn't argue back. He is a good listener. He let her blast out her disagreement, her complaint about the new phone.
I think what bothers me is...
I didn't ask. It's your house. I understand. I fully respect that.
Thank you.
Would you like some ice cream?
Yes, please.
On the other hand, she knew that Lucas meant well, but he did ask her for her permission. She was just very surprised that Lucas agreed to what she wanted instead of like trying to defend himself and explain why he installed the phone in her house. And he admitted that he didn't ask for her permission, and that's a lot of gut for a man to say that. He inclined to her, like he listened to her and he corrected himself, and he didn't argue back with her or make a unnecessary argument out of this. He respected her and she was very appreciative of that.
Actually, why don't you wait on having the telephone taken out?
Whatever you like,
Could come in handy.
especially in an emergency.
You're being awfully agreeable.
It's the way I like to argue.
Are we arguing?
Well, that's up to you.
This is very delicious. Isn't this ice cream so good?
So good.
Ice cream makes everything better, even a disagreement. Right, buddy?
Right, buddy?
I missed all the excitement.
That was pretty much over before it began, thanks to Joseph.
How's your shoulder?
From locking up the cell door.
I mean, are you up to walk Newton on a lead, or should I come along just in case?
Yeah, I think just in case you should, you know?
It's a very delicate healing journey, but also a very delicate relationship because Nathan had no one to count on during his healing process. Like Allie not there, Elizabeth too busy with her own life. Yeah, Nathan really had no one. He is basically living by himself right now because Allie is still away with her grandparents. So me the only one that he can depend on right now.
Too much of the time Carson and I were together, it never felt that way. Our love took effort.
A relationship might be effort, but when love's not there, being together can be overwhelming.
Or even underwhelming.
That too. And I don't consider either of those things to be love.
I do have another question for you all. Like, answer this question. Do you think Carson and Faith were a great match? And this moment, this scene with Faith and Molly, I didn't realize Molly was really, really good on giving advice and talking about life and wisdom in general. Like, it's just one of the moments, it's just like a rare gem. And it's really nice to see Molly talk more. And this is such a special moment between Molly and Faith. But I do want to talk about this scene because it shows where Faith is in her love life and how she feels for Carson. So basically what she felt in her relationship with Carson wasn't really true love. And it was something that they worked together and they thought that they were compatible because they worked together, and they thought that it would translate easily into their dating relationship, their future marriage relationship. They thought that they had it all. Like, hey, we work together, we know what we like, what we don't like, we know each other's personality, like, we can make this work as a couple. That didn't end well, if you remember the end of season 8. They were great together, like, in the beginning, but I felt like maybe with the writers mission not to make it that spectacular. I just felt like that their sparks were not increasing. Like, it just died down, if that makes sense. Do I think Faith will find another guy that will really be her true love? I do think so. I can see that possibility. I don't know if Carson is coming back to Hope Valley. Does anyone know? I did like Dr. Carson, like, don't get me wrong, but watching this scene with Molly and Faith, it made me realize that, okay, this is like a new beginning for Faith. So she is moving on from Carson, and she's thinking of being single for a while and just be open to whether the future throw at her in her love life.
Maybe someday I'll find love again.
With Bill?
We're kindred spirits, and that seems to be enough for us.
I think that's where Carson and I will find ourselves too someday. I hope so. Anyway, I'll always be close. I miss him, though. I do.
Of course you do.
You saw the episode, she got a phone call from Carson, and I thought it was a really, really sweet and happy ending to the episode. Like some hearties said in my previous review, they're like, I think Faith is just mainly missing Carson and his voice and seeing him every day at work. It was like the main big issue with Faith. Since the beginning of season 9, she tried to call him. He was too busy. It's just their relationship, their friendship right now is a little bit in trouble in paradise, I would say. But right now, she talked it out, and she came to realize that Carson and her will remain friends, and she will be happy with that. She will be happy with that choice. And I think Carson will understand that, and I think he will respect that and follow that. That's the end. That's a lot to talk about. But yeah, I really wanted to talk about Faith, and I wouldn't be surprised if she finds a new guy. Maybe it will be the other mystery man that will be coming to Hope Valley. I don't know. We'll see. But she does deserve someone great. I just don't see it between her and Carson. Let me know what you think about that and any other scenes that you want to talk about in this episode. Jot them down below. If you are new, comment. Would love to talk to you and get to know you. Thank you again for your support, and I'll see you next week with episode 5. Alrighty, have a good one. Bye.